Welcome to the Hummingbird Podcast. Today's episode, we would be discussing about post-breakup relationships. I've come across a post on Facebook, on social media, yes, where people were asked to leave their comments for their ex, like leave a word or two for their ex, and the comment section was hilarious and sad at the same time. We had people going from thunder will fire you to it will never be well with you, as in so many disheartening comments, but at least 1 out of 10 people actually had nice things to say about their ex. And I also noticed that the vile comments were really coming from the female folks. And personally, I have been in relationships where when I get out, because of the hurt that I had felt during the relationship or the betrayal, I tend to have this feeling of hate and bitterness once the question of my ex comes up. And it took me a while to learn that hate is actually a very big burden to carry. So let's try forgiveness and letting go instead. But we come across so many motivational quotes where people are asked to let go, move on, learn to forgive, but they make it look so easy. It's not as easy as it sounds to actually let go or forgive yourself and forgive the person as well. So on that note, today's episode is titled Chronicles of Mr. and Miss X. And I have here with me in the studio 2 legal practitioners that will be gracing this show today. Ewongo Etuk, welcome to the Hummingbird Podcast.
Thank you.
And Iboro Kam Akai, welcome to the Hummingbird Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And Iboro also runs her own podcast called Vent. So do well to subscribe and follow up on Anchor. Okay, back to the situation on ground. Yes, I have the privilege of sitting down in between 2 learned colleagues. So, ladies first. Iboro, in all your years of legal practice, I'd like to think that you've encountered divorce cases.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, some of these cases, do you think they're actually repairable, or these relationships have gone to the point of no return? Like the damage has been done already. So, what do you think?
The answer to that question is determined by the case. Every case has its own specific indices that we can use to measure. So yeah, most of the time we find that the situation is beyond repair. But however, there are still circumstances where we feel like if these people would have sat down and actually gotten to talk or negotiate on so many things, we would have come to a point of agreement, and it didn't need to end in divorce, sadly. So yeah, that's it. It depends on the situation, depends on the case.
Okay, Ewan, would you say that people don't have staying power again? That's why these divorce cases keep coming up, as in people lack that tolerance. So
No, I feel it's not an issue of tolerance, it's an issue of experience.
Okay.
People have terrible experiences in their various relationships.
Okay.
So whatever is going to make you, approach a lawyer, consult with a lawyer, and the lawyer gives you the breakdown of the things that you will be required to do to, go forward with your divorce proceedings, right?
Yeah.
You go back, you think about it, and you still come back and say you want to go ahead with it.
That means
That means it's beyond
repairs. Okay.
Although there are certain few cases where the judge will normally advise the petitioner and the respondent, that's the wife and the husband, to go back and see how they can resolve and take care of the differences. But most often than not, whatever lands in court is most likely irreparable.
Oh, that's a lot of information. Okay, so Ewan, did you say that it is the male or the female that gets the hit most? Because from that comment section, I saw too many comments from the female folks. So would you say it's the ladies that get hit the most from a breakup or a divorce? or the ladies are the ones that are more likely to hold a grudge? Let me put it that way.
Well, I feel the ladies are most likely to hold a grudge and as well take most of the heat.
Why would you say that?
This is not me trying to be
Sexist
or anything of sort, but you will all understand how vulnerable and emotional ladies can get. So in very few instances where you see the guy take most of the heat and hold on to the grudge, because I mean whatever culminated into you guys having your differences, you must have been really, really bad. You must have suffered some sort of terrible experience from it. And of course, you will hold a grudge naturally.
It's natural.
Naturally.
What do you think, Imora? Is it about us?
Yeah, I think it's about us because women love. I just feel like women love in a different kind of way. The way we are wired naturally. A woman is naturally someone who puts in everything into this whole love relationship thing. That's what I feel.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Unlike,
if we are to go by that, that means it's a two-way thing. Whoever had put so much is the person that tends to suffer the most, whether it's the guy or the girl. Do you say that?
No, I feel like it's the women that have suffered most. I know what I'm talking about. I feel like it's the women that suffer it most because, again, it's also about culture has its role to play in this thing. Okay. You see, you were talking about why we have so much divorce cases. Before then, when our parents, the age of our parents, you don't hear of people divorcing anyhow because culture taught them then, marriage is something you tolerate, you bear, no matter what is happening, you endure. But we live in a society now where people are, we have different mindsets about technology has changed a lot of things, the way we think. We rarely even find people who feel these days that marriage is an achievement. Sorry to say, but then if you're not married, you feel like there's something wrong with you.
Yes, especially for the ladies.
You go to prayer house, your siblings or everybody's looking at you. But then you see women nowadays who are more career driven.
Yeah,
and then people even begin to ask you, "Why are you not going to settle down? What's happening?" So it's about
that staying.
So nowadays, when you even see a woman who is into relationship, it's somehow like she's compromising a lot to even be with you. So when it gets to the point of breakup, it's like, you don't shatter me.
She has had enough.
You killed me because do you understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the women that are hit the most, and then because I've been privileged to encounter a lot of divorce cases. Not like I handle them, but I go to court and I see how these things play out. Yeah. Especially when it has to do with properties. In our society, Nigerian society, we don't even encourage women to look for means to own their own properties for themselves. You even find situations where a man, even if the woman contributed most of the money in that marriage, the property is in the name of the husband. So the woman at the end of the day goes home with nothing. Or even if the court grants something, in fact, before you can get that out, so the woman goes home very hot. It's not only that you've divorced her, but she goes home empty. So that's just the feelings. That's why I feel like it's women.
I really do subscribe to what she's saying.
Yeah.
Especially, she made mention of an issue of society. We live in a patriarchal society.
Yes.
And of course, we have the male dominance effects coming into play at every point in time. Whatever the case may be, they will always blame the
ladies.
So yes.
And again, about the grudge thing, women are naturally very expressive people. So, but in relationships, you find that a woman is trying to tell you exactly how she feels, but she's being misunderstood as nagging. You see a man say, "You nag too much," but it's actually not her nagging.
And it's not mentally healthy for her to bottle up those things.
A woman would naturally just want to say the thing how it is, but you are seeing it as nagging. So because of how you are reacting to her, she bottles up a lot of things. And at the end of the day, when the relationship crashes, she's in a mess. Yeah. That's just it. But the guy finds it easy to go because guys are naturally, they can put things behind them, sleep, they fought with you, but they can
move
sleep,
on so quickly.
But then you in your head, even in your sleep, you are thinking.
How they do it.
So that's just it.
Wow. So okay. But do you think that do you think that it's healthy for someone to harbor that feeling of resentment? Or, okay, supposing you meet a girl and you fancy her and you want to get along with her, but the subject of her ex comes up and she's so resentful, like she doesn't have anything nice to say, everything is just so negative. So is that a warning sign for you, or is that a red flag?
No, I particularly wouldn't call it a red flag. It's all about understanding.
Okay.
You understand, try and understand where the person is coming from.
Okay.
And it's now back to the person if he's willing to, address whatever situation he or she had in the past from terrible experiences and how to move ahead. But you find that so many people, actually lots of people, find it difficult to bring themselves to that state of mind where they're like, you know what, I'm done with that. That was in the past. I've learned from it. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
So I personally feel the issue of resentment still boils down to the issue of the case of experience.
Yeah.
Very terrible experiences that people get from relationships.
Okay. But do you think it's safe for the person to not even talk about it?
No, it's not safe. You have to talk about it. You have to express it. You have to let it out.
Yeah.
It's the only way you get closure. If you don't voice it out. But then you have to be very conscious of your mental health.
Yeah.
To not allow it to, cloud your judgment when you are trying to move forward and hold you back. Your relationship.
Future.
Yeah. So that's what.
Okay. Iboro. Yeah. So, do you think that, okay, for me, previously, there's a time that when I get out of a relationship, the hurt, most of the time, I'm always in a mess. Then I was always in a mess. It was so hard to move on, especially if I have given so much of myself, so much of my energy to the person. So once I get approached by other people and, the question of, are you in a relationship comes up and I start rehashing my experience, I've always been I would be so bitter. I'd be so hateful. Like, I had no good words then for my ex. But then I'll sit down and think, okay, call it self-awareness. I sit down and think, well, in that relationship, there has been one or two occasions where this person has come through for me. Like, the person has come through for me when I had nobody and all of that. So when I think of that, I would be of this perception that in as much as this person has hurt you, regardless of all of that, you should be able to try and look past the bad and take with you the good, like take out the good from that experience. Person wasn't that. Let the whole, shouldn't cloud your judgment. Just see this person as the villain. That's how I think now. But at the end of the day, I know some relationships are actually abusive. Mm-hmm. It's not only what they call it, violence. Yeah, physical but there's also emotional abuse. There are traumatic bonds. That's how somebody can be so narcissistic and it affects you mentally. So in that situation, I'm trying to still pick out some good things that this person has done. Do you think I'm being stupid, or will you call that being emotionally mature, or just being plain stupid?
Well, I just feel like narcissistic behavior is an extreme. Like, when you say someone is a narcissist, no, there is no excuse. Well, in my opinion, there is no excuse like to be with a narcissist. No matter how, everybody has a mix of your good parts. Yeah. But when you say someone is a narcissist, I don't think you should be giving that. Yeah, it's an extreme.
You should run.
Yes, run for your life. That's just it. There is no need to be saying, oh, this person is good, he used to buy me. No, this person is a narcissist and he's going to weigh you down. Yeah, he's going to ruin your life mentally, and you'll be in a mess. So that's an exception. I don't think people should be making excuses for narcissistic behavior.
Okay. What about for cheat? And liars.
Cheat and liars.
Yeah, because we have
at the end of the day, I just feel like